go ahead and open the meeting.
Okay, the meeting is open. We're going to check review the minutes of the last couple of meetings. And I see nothing in them that I object to.
Wendy, do you have any?
I see nothing that I object to either. I second that.
Okay, then. The minutes are accepted as printed out here.
Should we do a roll call vote because we're meeting remotely since we're accepting minutes? So I can read the roll. So Wendy McNally, what is your vote to accept for minutes?
I vote to accept them.
Okay. Wendy says aye. And Joanne?
I also accept them.
Okay. And myself, Kari, I accept them as well. All right. Now the second item, if I may, Madam Chair, on the agenda is the continued discussion on, or discussion of using the townhouse hearing room as a polling location. But I have learned since asking for that to be added to the agenda that the deadline for moving polling locations has passed. The new legislation requires that the select board study the accessibility issues, and then they would have to make a decision at least 20 days before the election. And I was, for some reason, remembering it was 14 days before. But I have in the meantime met with Marsha Rasmussen, and with staggered 6-foot social distancing, and having a greeter, at the building entrance and at the polling place entrance, we will limit people in at the polling place and in the building based on how many people are at the voting booths. So it will mean having more people waiting outside possibly, so that because they have staff working in the building, so that it does not become a crowded situation in the building.
Okay, so will those be like League of Women Voter type volunteers? Is that what you're looking at?
Well, we do have election workers, and because we can't have people, sitting next to each other like we normally do. We do have the electronic voter check-in, so we'll have fewer people actually in the precinct, and we'll be able to have people then at the doors to help direct.
How does the electronic check-in thing work?
So we use that for early voting in the presidential primary, and a voter will come in and be asked their name, and then the checker will enter the first 3 digits of the first and last name, and then look them up and ask for their address to verify that voter, and then check them off on the computer. And that will prompt a label to be printed. That label will then be given depending, because the next table has to be, or the next checker has to be 6 feet away. So there are 4 different ballot types, and depending on what's printed on the label, the party that the person is entitled to, or if they're unenrolled or in a political designation is chosen, will be printed on the label, and then that label will be used to then hand the ballot to the voter, and then the label will be affixed to a piece of paper. And then we will be filling pages with labels, and after the election, we will be scanning in the labels on the pages for voter activity.
Okay, sounds like a lot more work than the old way. Well,
the old way would require more books to be used, and this will allow, we can check precinct wide using one computer, so it's not flipping through two different
Yeah.
books. It's just entering the name.
Right.
So in that sense, it should go more quickly. It's just the processing of, what's our verification that we have checked off the voter? Well, that's printing out a label. That's something physical. And when we print out that label, putting it on a piece of paper is like then checking out. There's a verification right there that the voter can see as well.
Okay.
That their selection has been entered correctly into the machine.
Okay.
It's the first time the state is using electronic.
So it's
polling
going to be like
for an
new for
election.
everybody?
It is. It's going to be a little different than early voting because for early voting that label was put onto the early voting envelope that people would then put their ballot into. So we're not using envelopes on election day, but we still have the opportunity to verify with a label that we have the right person checked off in the system and that we've given them the right ballot.
Okay.
I'll write out the procedures because I have to completely change my training material as well. So.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm working on that as well, but we'll get there. So that's all I have actually for this meeting, because we don't have that discussion point anymore for precinct 1.
Right.
Right. Okay, then. Nothing else?
I don't know if there are any comments from the public.
Sorry, I have a quick one.
Carlin?
Carlin Reed, 83 Woods End. Joanna and Wendy, I used that electronic check-in stuff for the presidential primary. I was one of the poll workers there, and I hadn't used it before. We picked it up pretty quickly, and it went fairly smoothly, so I'm pretty confident it'll work just fine.
That's good news then.
Good.
That's good.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing that, Carlin.
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
And we will have early voting before the primary, so that's an opportunity for people to again get comfortable with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Nobody else cares to comment on anything?
I don't think so.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, then. I move we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Okay. Now, are we meeting next week? I have
think
it down for the 18th.
For Tuesday the 18th. Well, we will actually be testing the ballots on the 18th. So, and that will be in the morning, and we've set that up as a Zoom meeting. Basically, it just opens as a Zoom meeting so that we can test the ballots. The ballots are meant to be delivered by Monday. So I think maybe if we need to, maybe if we have a meeting later in the week. Okay. Since we've met today, maybe sorry. Let's say if we meet, does Thursday the 20th work?
That's okay for me. How about you, Wendy?
Let me just check one appointment that afternoon. Hold on. I have a 3 o'clock appointment. Let's see, is that the 20th? I have a 3 p.m. appointment. Could we do it beforehand? Or
can we meet earlier in the day?
It's okay with me.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
so
somebody pick.
1 o'clock? I'll have to check with Jeremy, of course. So
Does that work for you?
That's fine with me.
Okay,
Does that work for you, Joanne?
yes.
Okay,
So-
1 o'clock.
So we'll say 1 o'clock pending availability of the Zoom
Yeah,
persons. So,
Okay,
okay.
all right.
Otherwise, we can meet out on the green with masks.
right, not in this weather. Okay,
Okay,
All
then,
right.
then this, we'll meet next, the 20th at 1 o'clock, pending confirmation.
yes. All right,
Okay, good.
Okay.
thank you.
Then the
Thank you very
meeting
much.
is adjourned. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.